Apache Pig is a platform for analyzing large datasets. It comprises of a high-level language named Pig Latin for expressing data analysis programs coupled with the infrastructure for evaluating these programs. In this tutorial, we are going to learn how to load a file into HDFS and then how to analyze the loaded data and store the output back to HDFS. So to begin, we create a text file called movies.txt. Now we'll see how we can load this file which is residing in my local system into Pig. First we need to put this file in my HDFS directory. This file got uploaded in my home directory in HDFS. Now we'll use Pig's grunt shell interface by typing pig. To load the content of movies.txt into a variable, we need to define a variable called movies and use the load command. Then we need to define the schema before loading the file. We may or may not want to assign data types to the schema of the file. To see the content of the variable movies, we use the command dump. The command dump executes a MapReduce job and finally gives us the output in this format. Now we'll check the format of the variable movies. To check the format, we can use the describe command. This tells me how the schema has been defined for this variable. As we can see, since we did not define any data type for any of the fields, by default the data type is byte array. Next we are going to see how to filter data. Now that the data is loaded into the variable movies, let's filter the data for movies with a rating of greater than 3.5 using the filter command. We need to store the result of our command into a variable. And then we dump the variable to print the result onto the screen. So now we can see it has listed out 2 movies whose ratings were more than 3.5. You might have noticed while executing the filter by command, we received an error from Pig for the variable type. This is because we did not define any type in the schema for the movies variable. From the variable movies, now we'll see how we can extract the values year and rating and movie name and save it into another variable with the use of a for each loop. So we create another variable called for each example and we use the for each command to get the desired field. Now we see the output of this command by dumping the variable. So you might have noticed that the MapReduce job is not executed when we define the command. It is only executed when we try to dump the variable. This is because the variable only stores the command. The execution happens during the dump command. So now we can see that it has extracted the year, rating and the name of the movie from our initial variable. Now let's store the value of this variable into HDFS. For storing the value into HDFS, we use the store into command. Here we provide the path of HDFS where we want to store our result. We specify the delimiter for our Pig storage as comma, which means that each field will be separated by comma when we store the file using pig. The variable has been successfully stored into the given path. Now we'll see the output of the file using the grunt shell. Pig supports basic HDFS commands like cat and ls. So we can directly check the output of the file using the cat command in grunt shell. First we list out the contents of the output directory. Here we can see that my output directory contains the output file. We see the contents of the file using the cat command, and we can see that the variable output has been stored in my HDFS directory. Apart from cat and ls, the grunt shell also supports HDFS and local file system commands like cd, copy to local, and pwd. To get help in pig, we simply need to type help and it will list out all the commands available in our grunt shell. This tutorial only provides a glimpse of how to explore data using Apache Pig.